Has the government been doing nothing, or has the army chief come out with this story a bit too late and selectively? On News Hour Debate tonight, Maroof Raza joins a panel of General VP Malik, former army chief, General GD Bakshi from Delhi, former research fellow at IDSA. We're also joined by TSR Subramaniam, former cabinet secretary, Air Marshal PS Ahluwalia, former air officer commanding-in-chief of the South and Western region, and General BN Dhar. Thank you very much, General Dhar, joining us from Jammu. Now, I know our panelists have strong positions. I'd like to first go across to Times Now's very own Maroof Raza to get a sense. Maroof, you see, everyone's very polarized. The question I have, Maroof, is why did the army chief keep quiet so far? Isn't that the most important question? Why did he keep quiet on something so far that is so grave?
Arnab, there are 2 points of view on this. Earlier in the evening, we did a special show on the subject in which one of the panelists was of the view that the timing is perfect, in his view, because apparently the incident took place sometime around November last year, and just after that, he brought the matter to the notice of the defense minister, as per the claims of the army chief, and just immediately after that, his statutory complaint was rejected, and then the matter is taken by the chief to the courts, and the courts give their verdict, and the chief then has now come out in public with these assertions. So if from one point of view, the sequence fits correctly. From another point of view, apparently there is a view that grapes are sour, and therefore the chief has now gone to town with this allegation. But those in the know say, and apparently one of the news channels is actually putting this up on air, that there is evidence available in the form of a recording of a conversation between General VK Singh and the so-called person who made the alleged bribe. So there is more to come out on this issue. The key question is, why has the Defense Ministry waited so long? And the news is certainly not about this having happened over Friday or Saturday. So the Defense Ministry now orders a CBI inquiry today. As per your correspondent, the CBI received instructions for an inquiry today. So is Mr. Anthony in this case once again doing too little too late, as was the case in the past with the controversy of the chief's age, where the matter came back on his table?
No, here's a question.
That the Defense Minister should have resolved it amicably before it became such a mess.
Maroof, whatever the question is, this is, if the chief is going public with it, we don't question the veracity of what he's saying. It's not a question of whether there's a tape or not. The question is over the timing, isn't it, Mr. Subramaniam? He has 2 months to go to retire. Now he breaks this silence. Does this not lend credence to the theory that the chief, with all respect, has an agenda? Mr. Subramaniam.
Well, I wouldn't know exactly the details. I wouldn't know all the facts. It's a little strange that this has surfaced just now, 6 months or 3 months or 5 months after the event, and after the matter has been brought to the notice informally, apparently, not in writing to the defense minister. I think we shouldn't confuse two separate issues. One is the corruption in procurement, which is an age-old kind of a problem, which has not been seriously addressed over time. And that is not going to be addressed by letting the CBI loose in this area. CBI are not going to be able to find anything more. It requires a very strong investigation, but apparently government does not have the credibility today to launch such an investigation and do a massive cleanup. If you look at this separate incident alone, it's very strange that it is coming up now. It is very strange not clear whether a written report was given to the government or not. Then it's very strange that why not FIR was lodged earlier. Why 5 months after the event?
Fundamental question.
And also, it is going to be very difficult to establish a private conversation at this stage.
No, whatever.
And therefore, I'm very confused about the timing. Except this, this has brought into fore the large problems within the army.
But what
6 months back, 1 year back, the country was of the view that the army is a great, disciplined, unified force. Today, unfortunately, now that this has come about, it is important that we should now clean the Aegean stables.
Make
everything open.
1 second.
And make sure
Mr. Subramaniam,
that the command structure is proper and very good.
Mr. Subramaniam, I am not looking at long-term changes. I want us to get to the heart of this story. General VK Singh, VP Malik, let me draw you into this. Because General Malik, one point is army chief did not say anything on this so far. He gave a press release On the day, there was a story in a newspaper that there was some spying and snooping going around the Defense Ministry's office. He was very angry and he said this story has been put out, he as in the army said, put out by Tejinder Singh, who was the ex-head of the Defense Intelligence Agency. He was Aloti in Adarsh, etc., but he kept quiet after that. Now, General Malik, shouldn't General VK Singh also answer today that if he's sitting on such explosive information, why was he sitting on it for so long? Now you give an interview to a channel, you give an interview to a newspaper, you are selectively leaking information. You know, you are sitting on explosive information upon which the credibility of the army you serve rests. Now he says, I was too stunned when I was offered a bribe. But was he so stunned? That's why he didn't reveal it so far in its full details? Or was he using this as a bargaining chip with the government of India? Was he using this as a bargaining chip with the government of India?
You know, Arnab, it's very difficult to go into the kind of question that you have raised. But one thing is very clear, that this is far too serious a matter of the army chief being offered a bribe of 14 crores. Now, I'm hearing reports that some people say that it took place 2 years ago. Some people say it took place 6 months or 3 months ago. But the fact is that whenever it took place, it should have made the army as well as the Ministry of Defense to take immediate action. The first thing that they ought to have done is to blacklist the company which is involved. And I mean, everybody must realize that it is a matter of national security, the kind of equipment that you are giving into your men, the probity of the senior officers, the morale of the entire Indian army. So I really don't know what is the motive of his disclosing this thing today. But the fact is that whenever this incident took place, either 3 months or 2 years ago, then it is the responsibility of not only the Minister of Defense Minister, but also of the army to chase the matter and to ensure that the culprits are brought to book as early as possible and they are dealt with ruthlessly.
No, but therefore, General Bakshi, look at General Bakshi. I know you've been an advocate of General VK Singh. I know you think he's a great man, he's changing the Indian army. Now, the man who offered the army chief a bribe is not another tout or middleman. He also happens to be an ex-army man. Why is General VK Singh not naming this individual if he wants to purge the army of corrupt elements? Why is he not naming the person?
Yes, Arnab, I would like to state at this stage that this entire controversy has been a series of action-reaction cycles in terms of leaks and counter-leaks through the media. Unfortunately, one of the ways of disciplining our senior armed forces officers, chiefs included, now seems to be to castigate them through the media. I mean, not call them to your office and blast the hell out of them, as the DSR says, that a reproof should not be administered publicly, but to, carry it in the media, leak it into the channels, and, have your top brass of the armed forces look like monkeys in the perception of the general public. I think this needs to stop. It has been an action-reaction cycle.
But who do you blame?
Why this time now?
Who do you blame?
Let me tell you.
1 second.
Let me hazard
Who do you
a guess.
blame for that?
The
1
same
second.
dramatis personae.
Sir, who do you blame?
Offered the chief. No, wait.
Who do you blame?
No, Arnab, this is extremely important, please. No, wait. The same dramatis personae who offered the bribe, as per what we are told, now has the gall to orchestrate a series of very damaging media leaks against the army chief. These include manufacturing a false certificate of birth. These include also the aspect of, accusing him of bugging the defense minister's office, and then comes, to cap it all, that he has purchased snooping equipment with the help of which he is snooping against his own defense minister and the bureaucracy.
So why did the chief keep quiet on it for so long?
This whole series of leaks and counter leaks, I'm sure they would get anybody. Not only are you offering a bribe, but you are now saying, in effect, we will sort you out. we will make sure that you are paraded before the country as some kind of a criminal.
Then why was
I
the
think
chief
this
quiet?
is carrying things too far.
But why
Any
was
army
the
man's
chief
go.
quiet?
And this is what we army men feel. If,
No.
if the bribe has been offered and then the people have the gall, to sort of
Sir,
take the chief, you know,
sir,
over the coals in the media.
Sir, please,
that
minute.
I think is stretching
No,
it a little too far.
but
And I think that is what has
Sir,
invited this delayed reaction.
First of all, I don't think people are hauling the chief over the coals here. The question here is, a chief, now my question goes to Air Marshal Ahluwalia. Air Marshal Ahluwalia, tell me the facts as they appear to you. If you're a service chief, somebody comes and offers you a bribe. You have the military police under you. You can arrest the man. You can take action against the man. Can't you? Unilaterally. And then say, let's have a follow-up. In this case, no. In this case, the army chief only says, I went to the defense minister. The defense minister held his head in his hands, and it was this great embarrassing moment for both of us. But since that moment and now, absolutely nothing happened. And the chief who was fighting his Age Rao case with the government did nothing. He said nothing all this while. I want to know why. Because I want to be convinced tonight this was not used as a bargaining chip with the Indian Army. One second. Can I get your point of view on that, Air Marshal Ahluwalia? What should the chief have done?
Well, actually, Arnab, it's very simple to start with. This is such a poor reflection on the higher defense management of our country. I mean, it is amazingly silly for all this to come out in the press. And lo and behold, what is happening is, it is certainly affecting the morale of the armed forces. The armed forces that have been so sanctimonious in a pedestal in terms of integrity, in terms of honesty, in terms of loyalty, and in terms of protecting the national interests, including the security of this country. However, having said that, it is amazing that an issue which actually apparently cropped up maybe 1.5 years from now is being again put into the public domain.
Why?
The question is, we are all very aware at our levels of having reached the kind of levels that we are talking about, that the government business rules and the CVC rules and everybody else, that whenever you say something verbally, it must be followed up in writing. So the question is that let us not have any doubts that when the Chief of the Army Staff says that somebody approached him with this kind of a sum or reimbursement for favors done, must be taken as credible. But having said that it was a credible thing, why is it that it was not followed up in writing?
No.
You're
putting the ball in the chief's court. Obviously, the chief is
I'm
not lying.
putting the ball in the chief's court.
The chief is not lying because the defense ministry says, I know. Why are you insisting it should be given in writing? Watch it. You're getting a rebut here. General Bakshi is rebutting you. Go on. General Bakshi, go on. I'm opening this up to debate. General Bakshi.
Look, may I try and put the facts of the legal aspects a little more clear. The Defence Service Regulation states very clearly that should such an instance of corruption or malpractice come, it is incumbent upon the officer involved or contacted to immediately inform his immediate superior. The immediate superior to the army chief is the Raksha Mantri, and he was so involved. Legal questions would come. Can the army chief try such a person? He was not subject to the Army Act then. Retroactively, he may have been, depending on the timing, subject. Can you try him yourself? Can you try him yourself and stand in the witness box? Can a judge try somebody who says, I was offered a bribe by this man? Can the same judge try him? So I think you have to understand that his right course of action was to go to his immediate superior authority, which is in this case the Raksha Mantri. If the CBI has to come in, the army chief cannot get the CBI in for any retired personnel. It has to be from the ministry.